Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mantu Parjapat. In a small village called Woolsthorpe in England, a quiet and thin little boy was born. His name was Isaac Newton. No one could have imagined that this child would one day change the entire understanding of the world. From childhood, Newton was very different from other kids. While others played and ran around, Newton spent his time making tiny machines out of wood and paper, figuring out wind directions, and sitting alone thinking about how things worked. In school, he wasn't very good at first, but one day, a classmate teased him and something sparked inside Newton. He decided he would rise to the top, and he did. Soon, he was ahead of everyone, reading books like they held secret treasures. His mind was always full of questions. Why does this happen? How does that work? He wanted answers to everything. One afternoon, he was sitting under a tree in the garden. A gentle breeze blew, the branches swayed, and a single apple fell to the ground near him. Newton's mind immediately woke up. Why does the apple always fall down? Why not up or sideways? This one small question led him to one of the greatest discoveries in science, the law of gravity. His curiosity didn't stop there. He experimented with a prism to understand light and discovered that white light is actually made of 7 colors. This simple experiment changed the world's understanding of light and color. After that, he went on to develop an entirely new branch of mathematics, calculus, which is still the backbone of science and engineering. Newton also gave us the 3 laws of motion, which explain how things move, why they stop, and how they affect each other. Even today, whether it's designing a car, launching a rocket, or understanding the motion of planets, Newton's laws are at the heart of it all. Because of his extraordinary contributions, the King of England honored him with the title Sir Isaac Newton. The world remembers him as one of the greatest scientists in history. A quiet, curious boy who never stopped asking questions, he ended up giving humanity a new way to understand the universe. Newton's life was full of scientific discoveries, but the journey was never easy. As he became more famous, people admired his work, but many criticized it too. Sometimes scientific debates became so intense that Newton would stop speaking to anyone for months. He would lock himself in his room and work endlessly, as if he lived outside the world, in a universe of his own. Newton's scientific journey was as remarkable as it was challenging. His silence and solitude often led him to great discoveries, but at times this loneliness drained him from within. He would lock himself in his room for hours, forgetting the world outside. No food, no rest. Only experiments, calculations, and a storm of ideas. Many times during these long periods of isolation, he arrived at theories that others had never even imagined. But with success came controversy. Some scientists felt that Newton was too strict or stubborn, while Newton believed that people failed to understand the depth of his work. Because of this, he often distanced himself from his colleagues. Slowly, these struggles became his greatest strength. Away from the noise and criticism of the world, sitting alone in his small study room, he developed theories that today form the foundation of modern science: laws of motion, the theory of gravitation, studies on light, and much more. Newton believed that the world of knowledge is infinite, and he was merely a child on the seashore who sometimes found a prettier pebble or shell than others. It was this humility and dedication that earned him a place among the greatest scientists in history. Newton's fame had now spread throughout Europe, but as his reputation grew, so did his responsibilities. Even the king was impressed by his work, and soon Newton was called to London, where he was offered an important position at the Royal Mint. This job was completely different from science. Here, he had to stop counterfeiters who made fake coins. At first, people thought Newton wasn't suited for such administrative work, but using his scientific mind, he developed methods so effective that counterfeit coins almost disappeared. Life in London brought another change. Newton was no longer just a scientist who locked himself in a room. He now helped protect the nation's economic system. Yet late at night, he would still sit with his papers, writing about astronomy, mathematics, light, and the problems that had never left his mind. With time, he became the president of the Royal Society. In this role, he encouraged young scientists and inspired them to learn and explore new ideas. Though age was catching up with him, Newton's mind remained as curious as ever, like a child eager to understand the world. In his final years, he often said, "I have not understood the world as much as it should be understood. True knowledge still lies hidden in the depths of the ocean." It was this humility and curiosity that made him truly great. His body may have grown weak, but his scientific spirit never grew old. Even at this stage of life, the small table near his window was always covered with books about new discoveries. Every morning, with trembling fingers, he would turn the pages and try to understand the world from a fresh perspective. One evening, as the setting sun filled the sky with a soft red glow, one of his former students came to visit him. With respect in his eyes, the student said, "Sir, people say you should rest now, but you are still working." The old scientist smiled gently and replied, "Rest? The journey of seeking knowledge never really stops. As long as the mind is awake, the search continues." There was no exhaustion in his voice, only a determination that defied age. And that very night he wrote in his notebook for the last time, "The more I understood the world, the more I realized how much remains to be understood. Curiosity is what keeps a person alive." These words became an inspiration for generations to come. Though his life came to an end, his scientific curiosity, like a flame, continued to burn in the hearts of many. So hey guys, do let me know in the comments how you liked my video. I keep bringing videos like this regularly,